It's the 17th of August, and this is your News Bite brought to you by eNCA.com. I'm Marcel Gordon, and in your news today, Matlala says he had no relationship with Nkunu, Zuma resorts to name-calling, and 30 years after he was gunned down, a trial into the murder of Tupac finally gets underway. The Vusimusi Cat Matlala show finally hit the Madlanga Commission on Monday, with the alleged underworld figure adamant to prove he had no relationship with suspended Police Minister Senzo Nkunu, KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, or suspended Crime Intelligence Deputy Head Feroz Khan. Matlala's companies were awarded 228 million rand SAPS tender, but he insists he communicated with Nkunu only once through his lawyers, in connection with a letter submitted to Parliament's ad hoc committee.
You deal at 15.1 with your relationship with Minister Nkunu, or if there is any, if you could then address yourself to your paragraph 15.1.
I place on record that I do not have any relationship with Minister Senzo Nkunu. I have never met Minister Nkunu and have had no interactions with him, nor have I been at any gatherings where he was present. It suffices to say that I do not know Minister Nkunu.
And just a question of clarification here, you say you have had no interactions, I take it, with personal interactions.
Yes.
Have you had any interactions on your behalf? Have there been any interactions on your behalf with Minister Nkunu to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Initiated by you? Do you ever requested anyone to engage with him on your behalf?
No.
The Zimbabwean civic movement is demanding the release and repatriation of some 200 undocumented Zimbabwean nationals who've been held in detention in Robertson in the Western Cape for over a month. The group was arrested in June and July during the crackdown on illegal migrants. One couple being detained had to leave their 3-year-old child in the care of relatives who were struggling to provide.
My sister, she arrested on Tuesday. She was in tech shop. The police was coming and closed the shop. Then take my sister, and my sister's husband passport was good, and but also is arrested. I don't know why not released.
36-year-old Siboneni Shumba says she's struggling to provide for herself while caring for 2 young children. Her sister Sinoneni was arrested along with her husband Arthur Moyo in July. The couple has been in custody for a month while their 3-year-old daughter stays with Siboneni.
Kuti vapomise sister wami nomyeni wakhe vazi vatata umntana nami ndihambe emsebenzini umntana ndimshiye ekreshi wafuna imali yomntana ndiyabhadala irent endlu kasister wami apha ndiyabhadala irent nomani nomntana yonke into. It's up to me.
Meanwhile, an international relations expert says the South African government will face an uphill battle in recovering the $18.5 million it spent repatriating foreign nationals. Government is seeking reimbursement from Malawi, Nigeria, and Ethiopia, but could face challenges in recovering the costs. Nigeria says it has not received a formal request from South Africa. More than 77,000 foreign nationals have been deported or voluntarily repatriated over the last few months. Here's Kingsley Makubela.
Well, actually, what they're going to say, this country, they're going to turn that and say, well, you deported them. You will bear the responsibility in terms of the international migration laws. If you deport people, you take the responsibility for the deportation. And in the absence of any bond that was deposited when these people came into the country, South Africa should actually move forward and leave this and stop creating a diplomatic tension around this matter, because South Africa is unlikely to get paid. There are no basis. There's no legal framework that would allow South Africa to challenge these countries to pay. In the absence of any agreement, as I said, Braden, South Africa has no case against this country.
Former president and now MK party leader Jacob Zuma was on the election campaign trail in the Eastern Cape this weekend and set tongues wagging after he took a swipe at President Cyril Ramaphosa. Speaking at an event in Mthatha, Zuma said the country is being run by a crook who has not done anything for the people. Zuma says he didn't even know if this leader was smart or if they were a crook.
kukhona umuntu ophethizwe emunye ongamazi noma uhlakaniphile noma akahlakaniphile noma uyisigebengu noma akasona isigebengu. Uma nje sinesigebengu esiphethizwe ngempotshwa igama lakhe xa sifumene imali siyayithatha soyifihla embhedeni, kodwa lowo muntu uphethe sonke la siyahlupheka, kunabantu abayizintandane akayingeni leyo. Kungoku andazi ukuthi ubani ungakathi lo mfo siphethe ndimlibalayo wake wenzani wasenzelani apho neyodwa.
News from further afield now, and a vigil was held in London on Monday for a 41-year-old Cambridge University professor who was found dead last week after a row about plagiarism and racism. Jason Arday was appointed Professor of Sociology of Education in 2023, making him the youngest black professor at the storied institution. Only 1% of professors in universities in the UK are black. Arday's personal story was seen as inspirational. He had been diagnosed with autism and only learned to read and write in his teens. But following his resignation and now subsequent death, serious questions are being asked about the agenda of the former Cambridge professor who raised the claims of plagiarism. This professor is known for his racist belief in eugenics, as well as the way in which the media hounded Arday. Media data shows that 249 articles were published on Arday in just 22 days. eNCA's Ollie Barrett reports from London.
The Chancellor of Cambridge University, Chris Smith, has responded publicly for the first time since Jason Arday's death. He says there was a racist feeding frenzy around him. But he also says it's right that claims of plagiarism are rigorously investigated. When accusations of plagiarism about Jason Arday's thesis and journal publications were initially raised, Liverpool John Moores University, which awarded him his PhD in 2015, decided he had not plagiarised his work. But Cambridge announced an independent investigation into his appointment last week as allegations of plagiarism and fabrication of other achievements by Arday continued to grow. Self-described race realist Nathan Coffness was one of the first to claim that Arday's work contained plagiarism. Coffness was sacked from Cambridge in 2024. Jason Arday's appointment by Cambridge was hailed by the university as evidence that they were working to improve diversity, and it insisted he was one of the world's best in his field of sociology. Tens of thousands of people have signed a petition calling for an inquiry into the coverage of Jason Arday. The petition claims his death was the direct, foreseeable and foreseen result of press harassment. Ollie Barrett, eNCA, London.
Hollywood actress Hayden Panettiere has died at the age of 36. She was well known for her roles in popular TV series Heroes, as well as Nashville. Her father confirmed the actress's death and asked for privacy as the family processed this unimaginable loss. Details about her death were not immediately given, but there is reportedly an open investigation. Elsewhere in the US, on Monday, it marked the start of the long-awaited trial of a former gang leader accused of orchestrating the murder of Tupac Shakur. The world-renowned rapper was gunned down in Las Vegas 30 years ago in a case that has become one of America's most famous cold cases. Shakur was only 25 years old at the time. The proceedings could last just over a month. In other news we're keeping an eye on, a second suspect arrested in connection with the Reiger Park murders is expected to appear before the Boksburg Magistrates Court this week. The 24-year-old man was detained on Sunday in the same community following a multidisciplinary team's tracing operation. 4 people, including 2 cops, were killed in the shooting early in the month. The first suspect, Regan Collis, returns to court on the 25th of August. And controversial Mpumalanga businessman Joe Ferrari Sibonyone is expected to appear before the Madlanga Commission on the 28th of August and the 2nd of September. His associate, Bafana Sandane, was also served with the same notice. Both men have been summoned to answer questions about alleged criminal syndicates and their associates. They're currently out on bail after being arrested on extortion charges. Onto the world of sports now. In Cameroon have been crowned the 2026 Women's AFCON champions. They beat fairy tale finalists Malawi 3-0 on Sunday. It's Cameroon's very first AFCON title after finishing runners-up on 3 previous occasions. It's a great comeback story for Cameroon, who lost at home and away to Algeria in the final qualifying round, but the organizers later increased the number of teams for the tournament from 12 to 16, allowing them a qualifying spot. Among those who watched Cameroon being crowned was FIFA President Gianni Infantino, who's been in the trenches following his botched attempt to sell off parts of FIFA's top competitions. He was flanked by CAF President Patrice Motsepe and the Federation's first Vice President. And Orlando Pirates beat Chippa United 3-0 to replace Kaizer Chiefs as early Betway Premiership leaders. The Buccaneers, second-place Chiefs, and AmaZulu all have 7 points and are separated by goal difference at the moment. And that's how we wrap today's News Bite. For developments in these and more, keep an eye on eNCA.com and DSTV channel 403.